Hi everyone, it's Lalitaa here, and today's video is going to be about compassion. When I say compassion, it's not just compassion to other people, it's compassion to ourselves, and it's being able to forgive our younger versions of who we once were. And what I find is self-love, when we talk about self-love, when we talk about being aligned, when we talk about accepting all parts of us, that's also going back and accepting parts of us that we think, oh, why did I do that? Or how could I have done that? And we don't have the understanding of why we did that. Instead, what we do is we have our younger versions, and there may have been a part of us that we don't approve of because of the way that we acted or we behaved or we made other people feel. And because of that, we can often feel like, well, I wasn't good enough or I wasn't worthy. And we've changed and we've evolved since then. And we've grown since then, but that younger version we haven't forgiven. And this can often be where we really struggle to be in the here and now and to be truly aligned with all versions of us, because there's a part of us that we're not accepting. And what happens is we shut down that part, we hide that part, we feel ashamed and we feel embarrassed and we feel guilty about this part. So what happens is we try and suppress this part and hide this version of us, but that essentially is why we are where we are today. That version of us has allowed us to have the wisdom from the experiences that we may have gone through. So yes, we've made certain choices in life, but it's these choices that have got us to where we are. And often we will look back, and because of the emotions associated with that version of you, we try and hide that version, and we don't want to feel or be associated with that version. And this is where we can really struggle to be compassionate with ourselves, because you can be compassionate with other people and be, no, you should self-care, or you should look after yourself, or you should have some time away from work, you should be able to do this, and you can be really, really kind and say all these really nice things to people. But then when it comes to yourself, you're not able to say these nice things, you're not able to accept, because there's still this part of you that you're angry with, you're annoyed with, you're frustrated with. And because of that part, we can be so hard on ourselves, thinking that we deserve to be this way to ourselves. We deserve to be hard on ourselves. We deserve to push ourselves because of what we've done in the past, and we haven't forgiven ourselves. And this is, to move forward from this, we need to go back and really understand and process what went on for you. Because at that point in time, you used the resources around you, you acted on what you knew at that point in time. And that doesn't make you a bad person, that doesn't make you someone who you can't forgive, because essentially moving forward, the most important relationship that you have is that relationship that you have with yourself. And you can keep trying to move forward and do different things and try to avoid this part of you, but it's always gonna show up somewhere in the here and now. And there comes a point where it's like, how do I move forward with this? How do I go back and forgive myself? And what I would really suggest to do and really advise to do is journaling. Journaling can be very powerful because it allows you to just take a step back from the busyness of the world and just be with your own thoughts. Just be with what's going on for you within your mind, and how are you being triggered by certain things, and when is it that you push yourself? When is it that you think that you should be doing more, you need to be doing more? And when do you feel burnt out by it all? When do you then have time to just relax and self-care? So all these things are really important, and how we are showing up in the world now will give us so much more insight into what's gone on in the past. And if we can get to a point where we go back to certain experiences that we're not happy with, certain experiences where we are like frustrated or annoyed, and we can go back there and really try to make peace with the version of who we once were. We can be so compassionate, and we have the ability, we've got the skill set to be compassionate. But there's something that's blocking us from being compassionate to ourselves, and it's often because there's previous versions of us where we've done certain things and we haven't processed what we've done, and we haven't understood why we've done it, and instead we've just labeled ourselves as like, right, you're a bad person, and we lock that part of ourselves away. But like I said, it shows up in different parts in the here and now. So if you really struggle to look after yourself and you put on a lot of high expectations on yourself, or you are able to look after other people's needs but you're not able to put your own needs first, about trying to understand why is this? What is this about? If you really struggle to be compassionate with yourself, because it's so easy to say you should love yourself more and you should be more compassionate and you should take more time out. But how can you if you don't have the tools or the techniques, or you don't have the understanding of how do I do this? And people can get very frustrated when they say that, well, I don't know how to love myself. I don't know what I need to do. Is it that I just do affirmations or I do this? And it's a mixture of things, and everyone's journey is different of what self-love means to them. So when we talk about compassion with self and we try to understand how do we give compassion to ourselves, we want to give compassion to ourselves in the here and now, but also going back to previous versions of us, previous times where we've noticed we have behaved in a certain way, and there's parts of us which have these emotions attached to this version of us. So if we can go back and make sense of that, that can really help you to move forward, and also just offer yourself compassion, because you're worthy of it. You're worthy of having your own love. You're worthy of having and developing a relationship with yourself where you can give yourself permission to be like, you know what, I'm going to look after myself, and yes, I'm going to make sure that I love who I am and put my needs first, and be able to acknowledge what my needs are and work out the best possible way forward for me, and not constantly putting other people first, but actually looking out for yourself. And you can do this, you can learn to do this. As I've said before, everyone's different and everyone has different ways of moving forward. So if you have any questions around self-compassion, about forgiveness of self, please do share your comments below. But like I said, it is important that we just do take time out for journaling, time out for walks, where we're not just distracted by so much noise around us and busyness with other people. It's that we have that time for ourselves and really do tune in, and knowing that you can change your beliefs about yourself. You can change to get to a point where you're offering self-love towards yourself. There's different techniques that you can apply, and don't feel that I'm never going to get there. I mean, you're watching this video today, there must be something within you which is telling you that I know I'm worthy, I know I'm deserving, I know that I'm lovable, but not knowing how to get there, and there is a way of getting there. So if you have any questions about today's video, if you feel that someone else would benefit from this video, please do share, subscribe and like, and I will leave it there. So sending you lots of love and light, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye bye.